Colin Kaepernick is at Nike headquarters today in Beaverton. An employee took this Snapchat video of him speaking on stage there. It's all part of a Nike celebration of 30 years of the Just Do It campaign. One of the new ads features Kaepernick and references his protest against what he calls racial injustice. Sky 8 is up over Nike today. In addition to Kaepernick, there are also rumors special guest celebrities and entertainers will be on hand for the celebration. KGW's Brian Brennan joins us live from just off the campus. Any celebrity sightings out there, Brian?
No, I got as close as I could get, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be citing any celebrities today. They have a lot to celebrate. It's one of the most successful slogans in American advertising history, and it all started right here in Oregon. Dan Wyden of Portland-based Wyden and Kennedy came up with the phrase 30 years ago. Those three words, "Just Do It," became the connecting thread for Nike advertising campaigns over the course of the last 3 decades. Marketing experts say part of the slogan's success is because the company was never afraid of controversy or take a stand for something. Professor at Portland State University Doug Lowell says the words themselves strike a chord with the human condition, and that is a big part of why the slogan has lasted.
This is a powerful, powerful human aspiration embedded in 3 words. And when you say just do it to yourself, you're encouraging yourself to do something that may be challenging, that may not be comfortable, but is important to you.
Lowell says the latest move with Kaepernick really just fits the brand. He says the only thing, there's a saying, risky in advertising is not to take a risk. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you. This comes just ahead of the NFL season kickoff. The ad from Nike featuring Kaepernick, we mentioned earlier, will air for the first time during the game. Kaepernick started the protest movement in the league in 2016 when he refused to stand for the national anthem. Other NFL players then did the same. Tonight's game is between the Philadelphia Eagles and Atlanta Falcons. The coverage starts at 4:30 right here on KGW, right after this newscast.